Hey everybody, another great day to be outside working on the farm. Today what I'm doing is a little preparation for switchgrass in the year 2021. So what I did is in this area right here, this whole area, it's probably about an acre, I hit it with glyphosate today, and what we'll do is burn it, probably spray it a couple more times this year, and then do some frost seeding next March most likely. Ideally I would have been out here and got my first application on in May, but it just doesn't always work out that way, so I might have to spray an extra time here. It's nice to, at least from the cool season grass standpoint, to hit them right when they start to come up, so might have to spray a couple times to make sure I kill the, or probably 3 times to make sure I kill the cool season grass. But that fall spraying normally can do a good job of taking care of that cool season grass. So yeah, I like this area because it's kind of on a hillside. It's just a gradual slope, somewhat of a south-facing slope. It's an area I find a lot of deer beds in the summer, but this is definitely summer habitat. It's nice and open and airy. You get a good breeze here, but once the fall hits and all this stuff starts to break down, fall down to the ground, and all that's left is this prickly ash, it doesn't hold deer. Prickly ash doesn't really hold deer. The only time I've ever seen deer barrel into prickly ash is pretty much during the heart of gun season. One time I was sitting actually up in that stand right up there, and there's some thicker clumps of prickly ash, and I watched a doe and 2 fawns barrel right into the center of one of those clumps of prickly ash, but that was during the heart of gun season. So otherwise I just don't see deer bedding it. We have too much prickly ash. It's pretty vigorous. It spreads quickly. It does die fairly quickly too. It doesn't have a long lifespan, but I don't want a lot of prickly ash on our farm. I've seen a little bit of browse on it. That's mostly probably during the heart of winter. Otherwise it doesn't have much browse value either. So instead of having an area dominated by prickly ash, and we got quite a bit of goldenrod here, that breaks down fairly quickly too. I decided I want an area with switchgrass because that will actually hold up through gun season. So it'll provide some of that cover that we need right here, and yeah, actually have some bedding structure for the deer. I did notice this too when I was spraying. You can see a deer bed right there. There's probably another one. Nope, not one in the middle. But this is a spot that a deer would definitely be glad to bed in the summer, because they have some cover when you get down here. The leaves are on the prickly ash and the grass, and the forbs are standing. But once fall hits, there won't be a deer there because there won't be that bedding structure. But you put a deer right there in the fall, and instead of prickly ash and cool season grasses and a little bit of goldenrod, instead if you put switchgrass here, that'll still be standing. This would be a great place for a deer to bed. Oh, sorry, a lot of deer flies out. So I'm trying to give them that structure so that they can start bedding in some of these little shrubs and things like that are in this area. But yeah, when you're thinking about switchgrass, you definitely want to be planning for it the year before. So that's why I started spraying out here today, because I want to prep this area for my frost seeding next year. This was an area that's pretty worthless right now as far as much habitat value, but when I get that switchgrass down, it'll definitely open it up to having some benefit for deer and turkeys, and I even think that we'll probably start to see some pheasants on the farm again. We used to see them out here, but we haven't seen much for pheasants in recent years. So as the switchgrass starts to provide some of that late season structure, I think we'll actually start to see some pheasants too. That's just my guess. We'll see what happens. So yeah, Roundup, burn a couple more times with Roundup. Get the seed down in March, simazine in late April probably, mid-April hopefully. And should be good to go. I'll have a switchgrass pocket here. I already have one up on the hillside over there. Good bedding cover back in the woods over there. It's all part of the bigger plan. We got the deer stand right up there, and can sneak right in from the back side there, and hopefully get to watch a buck come out of its bed. A buck get out of its bed, which will be awesome. So, all right. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. Take care. God bless.